Hey, good morning. This is Colin from Target Sports. Summer's right around the corner, which means people are going to be going on vacation, or those people that, winter in Florida or anywhere else that's warm and nice are going to be headed back. So let's talk real quick about transporting firearms on airplanes. Are we allowed to bring firearms on airplanes? Yes or no? Well, most people believe that you're not allowed to have firearms in an airport or on airplanes, which we are actually allowed to. We just have to declare them and check them in as baggage. So, for instance, if we were going on a hunting trip, we obviously need to have our firearm and our ammunition, our knives, and other hunting equipment end up where we're going. So one option would be to mail things to yourself to the location that you're going, which involves UPS or FedEx. The other option would be bringing the items with you. So bringing items with us. If you visit the TSA's website, there's a whole list of regulations and instructions on how to clearly transport your firearm. So real quick, let's talk about handguns. If you're permitted to own a handgun in New York State, that means that you have a New York State pistol permit. Whether it's restricted or unrestricted, it's still a permit to possess and own and carry a handgun. So be aware of where you're going. If you're going to be landing in some other state that does not allow you to have a handgun, that's probably a place you shouldn't be bringing your gun. Because when you land, and you have to check that bag, you have to receive that bag, and then you open it up and now you have that handgun. If you're not legally allowed to own it, you're committing a crime, which will lead to an arrest and the loss of your permit. So be aware of where you're traveling and what the laws are locally where you're going in regards to handguns. And then how you carry it, whether it's concealed or whether it's open carry. So do check where you're going and what they allow. So handguns need to be unloaded. Magazines can have ammunition in them or not, and you're allowed to bring a certain quantity of ammunition with you. The ammunition can't be loose, dumped around. It has to be in factory type boxes or plastic boxes so that it's easily kept track of and inspected. So we can't just take that handgun and that ammunition and toss it in a regular check-on because it's not secure. So how do we secure these handguns? The first option would be a hard side lockable container or box. So we sell at Target Sports a variety of small gun safes. So this one is a NanoVault 300, very inexpensive. It's around $38. It uses a key. It comes with two in case you lose things. You always want to have a backup. And you'll have your handgun, your magazines, and possibly your ammunition in this container. Ammunition does not get brought on as a carry-on item, neither do magazines. They all need to be checked in the belly of the plane. So that's handguns. So when we do get to the airport, and we're standing in line getting ready to get our ticket and process our baggage, we need to declare to the TSA agent or the person behind the counter that I'll be checking in handguns. So with a pistol, the local sheriff at your airport will come by and inspect your permit, making sure that it is indeed yours and you're allowed to have it. TSA will inspect it to make sure that it's empty and clean, and then they're going to lock it up and tape it with security tape and check that in the belly of the plane. When you land, it may or may not come out on the conveyor belt, or it may or may not be in a secure area. It all depends on which airline you're flying and where you're headed. So that's flying with handguns. Let's talk about flying with long guns, rifles and shotguns. Do again know where you're going, and if the rifle that you have in this state would be illegal in another. You don't want to get yourself in any sort of legal problems when going to hunt or be a recreational shooter in another state. So this is one of our examples of a TSA approved flight box. It's made by Pelican. There's many other good companies out there. Really what we're looking for is a very hard side with numerous locking points with the ability to put hard locks through. So you do need to lock this case to prevent anyone from going through your stuff and stealing what's inside. You do need to open this up before you check your baggage so that they can inspect and see what's inside. So make sure you have at least one set of locks and then an additional set of locks in another carry-on bag just in case the locks get damaged or somewhere along the line they need to open and inspect what's inside.
Hi.
It'd be really horrible to get someplace and then not have locks to come home. So extra keys, extra locks. The locks that I like are either going to be high school locker combination locks or a more rugged, more durable padlock. Again, make sure that it has enough room to clear your case and you have additional keys when you land. So how do we want to package long guns? Well, as nicely as possible would be a good answer to that. This case is really, really nice. It's got numerous layers of thick foam pad, so you can cut out exactly the area that would be surrounding your firearm or your equipment so that it stays nice and secure. You can also remove this padding and fill this up with other gear or essentials, camouflage clothing, so on and so forth. So this is a really nice container, very, very rugged, impact resistant. You never say impact proof, but it's pretty good. And you want to make sure that everything is clear and organized so that when they inspect it, they can see everything and you know where it is when you land. So finding yourself a good hard case does require some research as far as lengths, depths, and then locking mechanisms. And you can come by and see us at Target Sports. Just another quick thing, what are we allowed to bring on airplanes as far as checked baggage? Knives, firearms, BB guns, toy or replica guns, ammunition, magazines, cleaning supplies, parts, pretty much anything really, with the exception of gunpowder, any sort of flares, or anything that's really flammable. So we're not allowed to be transporting those items on airplanes. So go out there and go on vacation and shoot straight.